What's happening? Thank you for coming in. This is Spoken Proverbs with Darrell Wright, and I am Darrell Wright. I promise you, this is a good one. We're talking about how do you know if she is using you? And it could probably go both ways. But listen, thank you for coming in. This is Spoken Proverbs with Darrell Wright. I am Darrell Wright. We want to get right down to it. Listen, subscribe please and hit that bell for notifications. But I want to thank you for coming in. I know I'm a simple guy. I'm not just a celebrity. I don't have a lot of money behind me, but I promise to give you good content. So let's go ahead and get right into what we're looking at right here. Inspired from this. Let's check this out.
2024, and this is what happens when you stop paying bills for a girl. I just got off work. I come to my car, and this is what I find. Then she left a note on the back of my car. Look at this. Since you won't pay my bills, pay for your window. Period. So this is a little bit of the backstory. This is what happened, you feel me? She hit me up yesterday, right? And she was like, I need you to pay my phone bill. I need you to pay my rent. I need you to pay all this stuff. I told her I ain't paying your bills no more. Find somebody else to do it. And the reason why I cut her off and stopped telling her I'm gonna pay her bills is because every time I text her phone and I call her phone, she always treating me like I'm an option. She don't never respond to my calls. She don't never text me back in a reasonable amount of time. So I say, man, it's 2024. We ain't doing that this year. You ain't gonna be treating me like I'm no second option. Then when you need your bills paid, all of a sudden your phone working, you can hit me up. If you ain't got that energy to hit me up no other time, don't hit me up when your bills did. So I told her I wasn't gonna pay no more of her bills to do nothing for her. You feel me? She ended up trying to argue with me. I hung up in her face, you feel me? And this is what I find.
Okay, so from that's what we're gonna dive in at. Man. How do you know when a person or a woman, talking to the fellas, how do you know when a woman is using you? I'm gonna tell you this here. They always talking about a woman's intuition is never wrong. Fellas, you better understand men have intuition also. So we kind of already can tell. There's already like a little voice in our head already kind of letting us know something's going on. So you got to know that a man also has his own intuition. Sometimes you got to listen to that inner voice or that inner feeling. So same way we got intuition, you need to understand this here. A woman also knows. A woman knows how you really feel about it. She knows if she still has you wrapped around her finger. So even though that door of that level of relationship may be closed, she will say things to kind of leave the door open for her benefit. She'll say things to you like, we can't be together, but I know I can still come talk to you when I need to. Or she may say, we can still be friends. That's her stringing you along, possibly. Those are things that you need to look out for because she's already told you what time it is. But she's smart enough to know that I can say just this little bit and leave him kind of stringing along. So keep that in mind. Listen, one of the things that you know definitely where you need to understand if a woman could possibly be using you is you never hear from them until they need you. If you never hear from a woman until she needs you, this is what they call a transactional relationship. There's something going on where there's a transaction that helps her. And so therefore, you may go like this guy was saying in the video. He said it takes her forever to call, takes her forever hours to return a text. He's not the only guy who's experienced this. I've experienced this. Any man that has been through some things and can admit we've experienced this. And women may also experience this. That's why I say it can go both ways. But when they don't call you or reach out to you until they need something, that is one of the clearest signs that, hey, I'm sorry, my boy, but she could possibly be using you. That's one of the things you need to look out for. If you're doing all the calling, you're doing all the texting, it's taking them forever to get back to you, but the minute that due date is coming up or the minute there's a need for something, maybe a day or two before that, they start calling you. That's a transactional relationship and it doesn't benefit you, it benefits her. Another way that you can tell if a woman is using you is you may be resourceful. Not always for money, but it could be through connections. You may still be connected to some people that she needs to network and vibe with to get her to that next level of what she's trying to do in life. So your resources may not always be money, but it may be the people you know that she need to continue to rub elbows with, so it's beneficial for her also. So she could be using you for your resourcefulness, for your ability to help her network to further along what she has to do. These are a couple of things to look at or to consider, if you believe she may be possibly using you. And then another thing to look at is this here, the unfairness. The balance is not the same. Seems like you're doing way more and she's doing a lot less. You're putting in a lot of energy and she ain't putting in much energy. And if you're a woman watching, you may be putting in a lot of energy and he ain't giving nothing back. That's an imbalance. That is an unfairness. And that's a good sign that somebody may be stringing you along and using you for further benefits. If it's the other way around, for the women, a lot of times it's because the man is still trying to get what he can get from you. But anytime there's an unfairness and you're doing way more than the other one, you're making way more deposits and they're getting all withdrawals, don't always have to be money, but whatever it is, if there's an imbalance in withdrawals and deposits, hey, you need to consider she could be using you. Now watch this here. If you really want to know how she feels about you, if she says she still cares about you, if she says she loves you, one way to know if she's using you, take your time to meet her need, or even simply say no. Take your time to meet a need that she has, or you simply say no, and then what you need to do is sit back and watch how she responds to that. If she starts cussing you out, if she starts calling you all kind of names, or saying he say this and maybe they were right about that and all that, and you start seeing all these different things coming out and you're hearing them, then you need to understand right there, it wasn't love and it wasn't care. She could have just been using you. And now that you're not meeting this need at her timely manner, you're now really beginning to see there was no care and there was no real love. It was only mouth. It was only talk. These are ways to know or detect maybe she really is just using you. Vice versa, if it's the other way around, women, if you're watching, these are signs to look for. Now watch this here. Another thing to know if she's possibly using you is a strong lack of interest in your day-to-day doings, in your goals, or even in your health. If there's a lack of interest, if she's not giving you that text, or not giving you that call, or saying how you're doing, checking on you, just asking how your day was, things that you may be doing with her, and she's not returning that, she's not interested in you. She don't care how your day went. She don't care how your health is going. What she genuinely cares about is the next thing you may be able to do. And when you can't do, or when you don't do, look, man, you may get your windows busted out. No, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, pay attention if they're interested in you as much or even close as you are interested in them. If there's a strong lack of interest or looking out, because nobody's that busy in the world. Don't let people tell you, I'm so busy, I got so much going on, all this is happening, all that is happening, because you're probably the resource that's helping while all of that is going on. But if they can't take 2 minutes out of their day to send you a text, or they can't pause for 5 minutes to give you a phone call, then you have to understand, buddy, good chance you are really being used. Nobody is that busy, because I guarantee you, they are talking to somebody throughout the day. They're just too busy for you. And you have to listen to the voice in your head. You have to use your common sense, which ain't so common, but you have to realize at the end of the day, there's a good chance that I'm being used. And once you accept that, no matter how it hurts, no matter how it pains you, when you accept it, you can begin to make a turn. You can begin to make things better for yourself. You can move forward one foot at a time, day by day, and eventually you'll get back to you. And that's what it's all about. Getting back to you, getting back to your peace, getting back to your joy. Ain't nobody got time to be busting out no windows. Let's just deal with the truth as it is. That's pretty much it. How to tell if a woman is using you. And women, if you're watching, it's the same way. You go both ways. So it's no nitpicking here. let's just use wisdom. Make sure you're with the person who's also with you. That's it. Thank you for tuning in. Spoken Proverbs with Daryl Wright. Hey, subscribe. Click that notification bell. I appreciate you all. Blessings.